Hi, it's Ed with Free Circle. Hope you're having a good day. Let's talk about life. Who determines the value of life? Value can you place on life? That's the whole question and wonder of this session. So, oftentimes we find ourselves seeing stories about people pulling the plugs on their loved ones. And there's been a few stories recently about things happening. There was one gentleman, he pulled the plug on his wife. And as soon as he did so, she began to speak. That's quite interesting. Who determines life? Who determines the value of life? And should we allow people to determine that? You know, I think it's really up to the individual. And I think if the individual cannot determine that, the person closest to that individual should be the one that determines that, if you're going to pull the plug or not. I don't think doctors, courts, lawyers should be able to determine the value of life. You know, so often we see life as a paycheck or in terms of money. And so often do people fail. So putting value on life is kind of nonsense to me. Life happens. You're here and then you're not. And what you do with the time in between is really what matters the most, because that's what you're going to see, that's what you're going to feel, that's what you're going to be able to interact with while you're alive. Once you're dead, there is no more interaction with this world, or I have not seen evidence of it. You know, there are spirits in this world, and that's just yet to be determined what or why. So, yeah, as we progress through life, who determines the value? Well, you should. Nobody can place a value on life. So, as we close out 2018, got to place a value on life. What's important? And time is all you have. So this is important. Where you put your time, your energy, your effort, it really matters. And if you're one that wants to change or make change, you have to interact with people. And in this day and age, people are stiff-necked, stubborn, lovers of themselves, lovers of money, and they really truly don't know how to be a human being, a person. They know how to interact for money. And that's sad. Life is way beyond any money. And so the value of life is time. And Going into 2019, I don't plan to waste much of my time. If I don't see results, well, it's time to rapidly fix that. Change direction, fix it. So there are people out in the world that interact with you. They do want to communicate. They want to get involved. It's just you've got to find them. Sometimes it's in one place, sometimes it's not. So it really matters where you put your time and effort into this world. Remember that going into 2019, when you want to allocate your time, allocate it where it's deserved, where you get response, reciprocating communication. This is what's valuable in life. Not a stub-nosed, stiff-necked people that think of themselves and they are proud people. You know, I don't need the limelight to be happy. See, I can be at the bottom rung and I can be yelling up and know that my voice goes someplace and somebody has to hear it. So actually, I've been doing a lot of searching to determine the value of my life. Well, I can't place a value on my life. The only person that can place a value on my life is the Lord above. So really, what I can do is place a value on my time, not my life. And my time is precious. My time is valuable. And I need to really make sense of it all. So where we come together and who we interact with, that's where you find value. The time spent and the time given. You will never find happiness when you're chasing acceptance of others. You won't be happy. You'll always see that you're not pleasing somebody. That's called a man pleaser. I don't go out to please men. I have a direction in my life. And I steer my old Ford pickup. About a 1977, 1976 preferably. That powder blue. Yeah, that's my pickup. That's my ride. You know, I often tout Ferrari, but today I'm touting what I want to drive. I want to drive an old Ford pickup that's been restored to the hilt. Yeah. So, value on life. You can't place a value on your life or anybody else's life. You can, however, place immense value on your time, your energy, your effort. So, my challenge is for you to sit down and, if you don't like to write, like myself, however, I do write when I need to. This is important. Make yourself a list today before you go into 2019. And you've probably heard it before. Make one list of what you really enjoy in life and one list of the things you don't like so much in life. Spend at least an hour on it. Think. Really think hard, deep, and then put the two lists together and study what you come up with. You will be fascinated, and it will tell you the type of person you are. Which type of person are you? Do you have more likes in life, or do you have more dislikes in life? It's an interesting experiment to conduct on yourself. It tells you the type of personality trait you are. And really, it makes you understand who you are a little bit better. You can't put a value on life, and so many people end up trying to put a value on life and then taking their own life because they don't meet that anticipated value. It's sad. I was contacted by a very old friend today, one that I've known for years, one that I used to party with back in my partying days. And boy, ask anybody, I could put it on. I had some fun back in the day. I still have fun, don't get me wrong. But this individual, and interesting enough, his initials of his name is JC. So JC sent me a Happy New Year today. Nope. And it's interesting. He has he's in the hospital, and he's come to the point in time in life where he's got kidney disease. He's in for a blood transfusion, and he's going on dialysis. And he cleaned himself up 4 years ago. He says he's been clean for 4 years. Thank God. Thank the man above. Thank the Creator. And JC, he just happened to contact me this morning, and he said, I don't want to lose a good brother. It's like, brother, you'll never lose me. You're always in my heart. You're always in my mind. See, how we conduct ourselves really matter a lot. And JC, he was one of those that I had to say, look, I'm cleaning up my life, and I need to let you know the lifestyle that we are living is not right, and it's killing us. Well, a lot of people did not take well to that when I said I'm not doing this anymore. I don't need to chase all of that. There's no value in that. So he's sitting there waiting for a dialysis run, and he thought of me because I often tell him, reach out whenever you need to, brother. I'll be there for you. If you need somebody to speak to, and by need to get over to where you are, and you need that sort of help, I'll make it happen somehow. As every one of my family and friends can tell you, I am that man that says something and it does happen, or I own up to it. I've been that way for years, And everybody that I put around me, I kind of own them up to that same value. Why? Because it matters to me. I put value on my life. I want to live as long as I can live so I can help as many as I can. Now, Jeff, I'm going to call him and tell him, hey, remember all those things that we've been together through. I mean, this guy, we took a trip because somebody needed help. Somebody called Jeff and said, hey, I need your help. And he said, hey, I need your help. And bam, we're in this little tiny Chevy Love pickup. And my buddy is, 6'4" and he's 200 plus pounds and he's a big man and gentle as a bear. That's why we call him Cubby. So anyway, he put the pedal to the metal on this little Chevy Love truck. And, I don't remember the mileage. I just remember that we were going to help, and within 15 minutes we were there, and it should have at least taken half an hour to 45 minutes to get there. And this is the caring heart that man had. Well, when I turned preacher, I became a pastor. That changed a lot of people around me. They did not recognize why I chose that, because I changed my value. I see value different. I don't place value on the same things I used to. So Jeff, he is having some issues, and he's always had a kind heart, but that wicked addiction took a hold of him. And I watched the man wither from that big giant man to nothing but a skeleton. I watched him lose parts of his body as it decayed off of him from developing this, I can't think of the name of it. What is it, Teresa? Diabetes. Thank you. He developed diabetes, and he would get a little sore on his foot and start picking at it. And they took the toes first, and then they took the foot, and then, it was sad to watch this happen over an addiction. So how we put a value on our life, it really matters. The way he put value on his own life was not very well. It wasn't good. Myself, I did not take good care of me, but my good friend, I watched deteriorate because of these addictions. And here we are, the last day of 2018, when I call it my muddy shoe day. So Jeff, if you're listening, which I know you probably are, I'm a serious man. And you always reach out at the right time, brother. you're part of that mud that's up inside my shoes. It will always be with me. You're not heavy mud, brother. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to scrape you off. I care deeply about everyone that I include in my life. It's when they include me back, that's when I recognize and I see the ones that matter the most, the ones that actually put value on the right thing. I needed that phone call today, Cubby. I really needed that. It was a text. It wasn't a phone call. Excuse me. He doesn't like to call because I talk for hours. I get on something and I'll talk for hours. And so people like to text me. That's all right. It doesn't matter. My belief is my belief, but it holds firm. It's like a rock. I don't change. I change for the good. If I see that I'm doing something, I always try to correct that. That's so important. And people need to recognize that. So, value on life. It's hard to put value on your life. And when you're living life, it's hard to see the value you're putting on your own. Cubby, I know life has been a heck of a thing, but if you believe, there's always hope. And that's what was said at the beginning, It's never too late until you're dead. Convince yourself you are valuable today. Convince yourself today. You cannot place a value on you. You can't put a value on it. All you can do is put value on your time. And some time costs a heck of a lot of money. So, yeah, really consider putting value on life, who and what you are. It matters. Don't decay away because you feel less than. Find somebody that finds value in you. Reach out to them, talk. If you're hearing my voice today and you need somebody to talk to, you can always reach out. Yeah, sometimes I see things wrong. I do things wrong. But I'm always about people helping people. And that's what should matter to everybody. My friends, my family, I can't put value on it because there is no numerical value that can ever measure the love, the dedication, and the hope and optimism I have for each and every one of them. Because until you're in the ground, there's still hope. So start putting value on your time, not your life. This is what I'm talking about overall today. We often try to put value on somebody's life. No. We have to put value on their time. That's what's important. This is number 2 of today's broadcast. I will be back later on with number 3. Come on back and see what I have to say. Ed. Free Circle out.